Hi everyone, John Cottrell here of MBODY Yoga, and this is Soft Flow Yoga. This practice is full of camels and bridges. Let's get into it. Let's begin our bridges and camels practice in seated, and I'll get to what those mean in a moment. But find a comfortable seat, maybe just sit on your yoga mat. I'm sitting on a nice soft folded blanket. You can do the same, or you can sit on a pillow. I even have a block here. These are some props that you might want to use for this practice. Let's start with a few deep breaths. Nice full inhale, filling up your lungs, and exhale to empty. Just to get settled into the space, clear your mind, settle your body. Good. Another nice full breath in. Exhale. Now feel free to close your eyes if you'd like as you begin your journey inward, or feel free to keep your eyes open. If they are open, just soften your eyelids and just gaze downward at the ground. Make sure your spine feels nice and long, shoulders are relaxed, and just continue with breath. We'll be doing camel pose and bridge pose. These are both heart openers, and I've got a bonus posture in there too. And of course, heart openers or backbends are a wonderful way just to open up the front body, open up the chest, your heart space. Nice fluid breaths here. As you inhale, just feel the breath rising, filling up your lungs. And exhale, you might even draw your belly button in towards your spine, connecting to the abdominal lock, this nice connection to your center body. Again, breathing in, feeling breath rising, filling up your lungs, a nice expansive sensation across the chest, already feeling that sense of opening up your heart. And exhale, draw belly button in. Let's take 3 more breaths. Let's continue with breathing, but let's start with a nice gentle heart opener, a gentle seated back bend. Just bring your hands behind you, just prop yourself up onto your fingertips, but just makes your arms a little bit longer. And as you draw the arms back, feel the shoulders also pull back. And to engage a little bit, you might even squeeze the shoulder blades together, squeezing, engaging the upper back muscles. And when you inhale, just feel that nice expansive feeling in the chest. You might even feel a light stretch across the chest from shoulder to shoulder. And exhale, draw belly in. A very mild heart opener. You can even lean back a little bit, tip the chin up slightly, and there we are. Feel that nice opening. Just take 3 more breaths here. And when you're complete, just lower your chin, walk your hands towards yourself. You can even just let them rest on your lap for a moment. Just take another breath in and out. And carefully make your way to hands and knees. And feel free to use your blanket for a little extra padding for your hands and knees here. Moving through our cat and cow flow. So an inhale to tip the chin up, arching the back, and there's a back bend right here in our cow pose. Exhale, tilt the pelvis under, feel your belly button draw up towards spine, a nice rounding of the back body, chin to chest. Feels good across the back. Inhale, tip the pelvis back, belly drops. There's our arched back, heart opens, lift chin. Exhale, tuck pelvis under, round the spine, pull belly button up towards spine, chin to chest. So nice undulation through the spine just to release and open through that area of the body. We're also opening up through the hips. And again, our cow pose right here on the inhale is a back bend or a heart opener. And the counter pose is cat pose as we round it all out. Take 2 more breaths. Just return to a neutral tabletop posture for a moment. Just come to stillness. We'll go through a modified sun salutation just to warm up the body, and then we'll get into our back bends. Just going to move the blanket off to the side. Come back to hands and knees. Let's step the hands forward slightly so they're out from underneath the shoulders. Even spread out your fingers pretty wide so you feel that stretch between each finger. Push into the floor with flat palms. Opens the hands and straightens the arms. Tuck your toes under. Do one more cat-cow flow. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Hold cat. And lift your knees off the ground. Send your hips into the air. And slowly allow your head to sink between the arms. Keep the knees very bent. That will allow the hips to continue lifting. Hands pressing firmly into the floor. Strong, straight arms. And a relatively flat back. Hold for a moment. We'll take a few steps forward, maybe just to the center of the mat until your feet are flat on your mat. And then just slide your fingertips toward your toes. Let's just hold here for a moment. This, of course, is a standing forward fold, a counter pose, 2 back bends. But forward folds are pretty familiar to the body. So this might feel good, certainly very familiar. But we're going to counter that by moving into back bends, heart openers. Ready to stand, shifting your weight into your heels. Bend your knees to lower your hips. Start to lift the upper body and extend through the spine. Even bring hands to thighs here. Push into thighs to help you stand up nice and tall. And with the breath in, extend the arms all the way up. Treat it like a nice stretch. Then exhale, bring your arms down to your side. Let's take a moment to roll up, warm up the shoulders. Let's circle the shoulders back a few times. Make them big circles, and then forward. Of course, as we get into our back bends, we want to have nice opening and release in the shoulder girdle here, and even across the chest, or that tie-in between the shoulder and the chest here. Alrighty. Up to mountain pose, standing nice and tall. Inhale, extend both arms up. Exhale, spread your wings, bend your knees, and sit back and down into the imaginary seat, but keep going down. Maybe touching your toes, just bend your knees enough so perhaps you can touch your toes here. Inhale, slide your hands up to your shins or knees to extend your spine, a nice long flat back. Exhale, fold, slide down, bend the knees more so you can place the hands on your mat out in front of you and walk or step the feet back into plank pose. Nice, strong, straight line in the body. Arms feel like they're hugging in towards midline. Holding for strength. We'll take a breath in. And on the exhale, bend your knees slightly and send your hips into the air as we return to downward facing dog. Let's take a warrior pose. Let's inhale, extend right leg up, nice, strong, straight line. And exhale, let's step right foot to the top of the mat or just somewhere behind the right hand. Turn that left foot so the whole foot's on the floor. Actually, the whole leg turns so you can get the whole foot on the floor behind you. Shifting the weight back, balanced on 2 feet, lighter hands so you can start crawling up the body, maybe up to the thigh. I like to push into the thigh to ensure an extended spine and then finish rising. Here, warrior 1, reaching all the way up into the air. Let's hold for a breath or 2. Nice lunge, getting into the hip flexors, kind of opening up through this portion of the body. This will help our back bends as well. Take a breath in. Exhale, opening to the left side of the room as your arms come down to parallel. Now you might need to adjust your feet. I typically do, just so you feel settled here and really feel good in your hips, your knees, and your ankles. Feel tall here, outstretched arms. Let's go for a side angle. Let's reach out, angled upper body, rotate the body here. Hands come down. Actually, I just like to bring my hand or forearm to the thigh and extend this left arm up into the air. Good reach, good opening. And then let's bring this left hand down behind you. Maybe just rest it on your low back. You can even bring left hand to left hip if that feels like it's too far. And once it's on the low back here, let's roll the shoulder back, once again opening up through the chest, and hold for a couple of breaths. Good. Let's inhale to re-extend left arm up into the air. Exhale, we'll turn, fold, hands to the mat. Slide right foot back, plank pose. Just a brief pause for realignment. And then when you're ready to move, just soften the knees, send your hips into the air, downward facing dog. Sometimes I need to adjust the feet and the hands just to settle into the pose. Other side, inhale, extend left leg into the air, and exhale, left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel turns to the floor, shifting the weight back. Nice connection, good balance. Light hand so you can easily rise up. First warrior. Again, we'll hold this for a moment. Good reach. Again, a nice opening for the shoulders. We're opening up through the right hip flexor now as well. Take a breath in and exhale. Let's turn to the right. Arms come down to parallel. Make some adjustments with your feet as you need to. And then side angle pose. Reach out, angled upper body, rotate the arms here. Again, I'm just going to bring my left hand to left thigh. Right hand reaching up. Good extension. Feel as if you are trying to touch the ceiling. Again, it opens the shoulder. And we're going to bring this right hand down and right here to the low back or even to the right hip. Roll the right shoulder back, opening up through the chest. Hold for a couple of breaths. Ready to move, we'll inhale, re-extend right hand up into the air. Exhale, turn, fold, hands to the ground, and then slide left foot back, plank pose, pause. Let's bring knees to the ground gently. Sit back briefly into hero pose. Off to the sides, we're going to swing the legs around to the front. You might want to scoot forward a little bit so you have some room behind you. And go ahead and lie down. Go ahead and bring the knees in with you here. So another forward fold sensation, and we're ready for our first featured posture. This one's going to be bridge pose. And wonderful ways you can do this because there's some good variations of the posture. Let's go ahead and set the feet onto the floor. Now your knees and feet can be hip distance apart. I typically take my feet a little wider. It just gives me a little bit more space in my back and my hips. You might want to use a block for this if you'd like, and I'll show you how you can use your block. Take a breath in, fill up your lungs. Exhale, engaging the belly, and then go ahead and just lift the hips up off the floor. Now you can just lift a little bit. In here, maybe use a block or maybe two blocks. I'm just going to turn my block up a notch here and even just sit on the block just for a supported bridge pose. Less engagement in the body. I can hold here a long time and it allows the front body just to open over a period of time without getting too fatigued. Or if we want to add more dynamics, move that block and just continue lifting, pressing feet into the earth, hips lifting, and you feel more engagement in the legs, in the thighs here in the front, hamstrings in the back, even your glutes. And to get that heart opening expression, I like to rock the upper body left and right several times, getting the shoulders underneath. It's just like standing and having the arms behind you, just to open up through the chest. Now you could use your hands to help lift yourself up if you need to, or I like just to bend my elbows so my arms are at 90 degrees and just push into the floor with the backs of the arms, just to stabilize the upper body. Feel the dynamics here, lots of energy as we open up the heart. Good breathing. 3 more breaths. So here's our bridge pose. I'm going to start to soften a little bit. Wiggle the feet forward. Extend the arms straight up into the air and carefully roll your way down. And we like to neutralize the spine after being in a back bend. Instead of rolling into a ball, just extend the body. So extend your arms behind you, legs out front, just to straighten the spine. You can certainly do another round of bridge pose, but we're going to go on to our next posture, which is camel pose. Now we can draw the knees in. We're going to come up to seated. Now you could rock up to seated. I sometimes prefer just rolling to the side and gently coming up to seated this way. Since I'm already on my side, I'm just going to continue turning until I'm on my knees, hands and knees. Now I'm going to bring in some padding here because we're going to be on our knees for a moment. Right here. I'm going to tuck the toes and just sit back so I can rise up until I'm on my knees. I'm going to engage here by just sending the pelvis forward. I'm actively pushing pelvis forward so my hips are right over the knees. So I'm nice and tall and I feel engaged in my hip flexors. We're going to be folding backward into camel pose. We are going to modify the posture, but think of the hump of a camel. That's what we're creating in this posture. Now I like to add back support. Let me turn this way so you can see this. Either use your palms or your thumbs. I use fists, and what we're doing with the hands here, I'm pushing down with some effort towards my knees or towards the floor, and also pushing forward so hips stay over knees. So that's kind of an active, continuous movement, down, forward, down, forward. Now as I push down, I'm inhaling and getting tall in the upper body, exhaling, pushing forward, and starting to tip back very gently. Again, inhale, pushing down, lifting up, which makes space in that low back area. Exhale, pushing forward, keeping hips over knees, tipping back a little bit. And this is where I'll probably pause right here and take some deep breaths. So almost like our first seated back bend, we're just leaning back gently, heart open, arms are behind us. But in this case, because we're up on our knees, we need a little extra back support. So that's why I've got the hands actively pushing down and forward here. Here's our camel pose variation. To get deeper into the posture, you can certainly bring your hands down to your heels. 2 more breaths. And to come out of the pose, I'm just going to look forward. Start to sit back, getting out of this posture. What you may want to do as a counter pose is bring the hands out front. So you're on hands and knees again. Take knees slightly wider, flatten the feet, and just sit back and down to child's pose while actively extending the arms forward. So it's just like coming out of our bridge pose and we lie down and extending the body. This has a similar quality with this reaching sensation. Even though the back is slightly rounded, that's fine. We are still making some good space up and down the spine. And again, you can do another round of camel pose, but we're going to move on to our bonus posture. Let's come back up to hands and knees. Bring the knees in a little bit so they're directly underneath the hips. I'm going to tap my left foot and swing the left foot off to the side. It's going to give me a little bit of balance. And then extend the right leg back like this, but keep the toes on the ground. I'm going to open up sideways here. So I'm on my left hand and left knee while the right hand opens up. It's a nice hip opener because the knee is on the floor and bent and pushing forward. So I'm getting a nice opening in the hip flexor. Let's take this right hand overhead, reaching, stretching, good lengthening through the side of the body. I'm putting a little bit more weight and pressure in my left hand, so I'm shifting forward slightly so I can actually lift this right foot, flexing the foot to keep it active. Here, I'm extending through the spine, making space. I'm going to create another back bend. All I'm going to do here is bend this right knee, Bring this right hand down and behind, reaching for the foot. It's okay if you can't reach the foot, maybe just reaching for air. Here's a little cheat. You can bring the knee forward towards your belly like you're doing a forward fold, and that may allow you to actually go and grab the ankle or shin and then take it back carefully behind you, just like this, pushing pelvis forward, shoulder rolls back. I'm even keeping my right foot flexed. And here is my side plank pose variation that I've turned into a back bend. In a way, it's kind of a combination of our bridge pose and camel pose. I was going to release and re-extend and then return to the ground. Right hand, right knee, bring the left kickstand back in. From here, I like to do another set of cat and cow. Inhale, cow, that's the back bend. Exhale, cat. Since we're in that sideways position, it's a very different dynamic on the spine and hips, and so this kind of brings it back to neutral. Let's do the other side. Here's our tabletop, tapping the right foot so I can swing it off to the right side, extending the left leg back, keeping the toes on the ground initially, and then just opening up sideways here. You can always adjust this right foot for balance. Good extension. I'm pushing my pelvis forward, getting that nice hip opener. Then extend left arm overhead, reaching, putting a little bit more weight and pressure in my right hand, finding my center of gravity so I can easily lift this left foot, flexing the foot to make it more dynamic. And then reach for the stretch and extension, and then bend left knee, bring heel towards backside. Let's bring left hand down behind. Again, it's okay if you don't reach. I'm going to do that little trick of bringing the knee forward so I can actually catch the ankle, take it back behind, sending pelvis and belly forward. This also strengthens the upper body a little bit since I am balanced and using this right hand for a bit of balance here. And I can keep sending this left foot back, a bit more opening in the hip flexor, even send my head back, creates more of a back bend style. And when you're done, just let's go ahead and release, re-extend, and return to the earth. Left hand, left knee, bring the right kickstand back in, and another set of cat-cow. And once again, you can certainly do another round of those on each side. Move through a set of cat-cow. Take the pressure off the hands by sitting back, maybe coming to hero pose for a moment, taking a breath. Then you can finish your practice in seated. I just brought in my block, sitting on the blanket here, folding the legs, and sitting up nice and tall. Nice lengthened spine. And just roll the shoulders back a few times, and then come to stillness, take a breath. Settling in, and one last movement together. Inhale, extend the arms out and up. Exhale, bring your palms together and down to your heart. Take one more breath in and out on your own. And as we come to the close of our practice together, we bow, saying, Namaste. Thank you so much for watching and participating in this yoga lesson. To help us with the channel so we can continue to bring you more content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's really appreciated. Namaste.